Mr. Sahai has more than 21 years of experience in corporate and government, and as well as in the public sector. He has worked in Fortune 500 IT companies, Big Four consulting firms, and also Government of India MMP projects like Mphasis, Datametrics, Deloitte, Consulting, Joint Deputy Director NCRB, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, and SCL Technology Limited. Mr. Ram Saha is currently working as Additional General Manager IT in Security Printing and Minting Corporation of India Limited. Mr. Sahai, I have been informed will be giving a short PPT of around 3-4 slides and will take
Yes,
us
yes,
about the digitization journey in Security Printing and Minting Corporation of
yeah,
India.
yes. Thank you, Ms. Razi. So, Honorable Sri George Saab, Raman Reddy, Abhishek Agarwal ji, and Sri Gautam Kumar ji. So, I think the lot of topics has already been covered. We also, I thanks to all the participants to hear and have a patience. Very good afternoon. Uh, I remember the poem name as recited by Sri late Atal Bihari Vajpayee sir. काल के कपाल पर लिखता हूँ मिटाता हूँ गीत वही गाता हूँ. So it's a drastic change, it's a radical change. Every day we have to learn and unlearn and then to implement. So to start with, first I'll talk about what we do, and then one case study I would like to share, which has been done recently during the COVID-19 or after the COVID-19, how technology has changed, how PSU has adopted some stats which will basically give us the real input that how we are changing, and then finally I will talk about what we have done, and then we will wrap up the questionnaires. Like SPMCIL is the oldest department. It has started in 18th century, and I will not disclose many things. And we basically manufactures and provide the bank notes, security documents, demand drafts, checks for the government of India, some medals, refining of the golds and silver, also the commemorative coins and many other products which are very secure for the government of India. We also deal with the printing of the stamp papers which are provided across the India. So that's all about. We comes under we are the mini Ritna category organizations. We comes under Ministry of Finance, Department of Economic Affairs. So that's about overall SPMCL. I would like to share one study which has been done recently by one of the prominent organizations after the COVID-19. This study is based on more than 1,800 government executives across the 8 countries with a variety of sectors, level of the governments, and survey was also included around 2,000 executives from the private sector. And let me tell you, these executives are not like the people who are actually worked in the digitization process and technology evolvement for the government as well as for the public sectors and also to the corporates. So the response organizations with at least US dollar 100 millions of annual revenue that has been captured here. So that also has been taken care of. Also indicate they were very or highly knowledgeable of their organizations in digital transformation. So next. So the next, please. Okay. So this is the output. Like if you see, how the agency cope up with the pandemic situations. This has been taken after the COVID-19. Say that 74% help in the COVID-19. That is digital transformation. 77% are seeing the positive impact of the digital initiatives what the government across the globe, specifically in India also we have seen that how the government has developed various platform under the Make in India policy, or there are a lot of things. Most of the government agencies have long way to go in their digital transformation journey. Like if you see the stats here, like only 26% of agency are highly digitally mature. So that is the place where we are. So I think that is where we need to work out. Now, if you see, the more digitally mature agency use the COVID-19 as an opportunity, and this I believe we also as a PSU and the government of India had used it effectively. So that is highly, like if you see, 91% people feel, and it's accelerations of the digital transformation has been used as the acceleration of the digital transformations. Same like if you see the different states here. APAC is the Asian Pacific region respondent are mostly concerned about the rapid technology changes. So, of course, when we implement certain new things in our environment, which is carrying the very legacy things, so it is always is very concerning also. Like this is 69% Asia Pacific region people feel that Europe is 58% and so on. So governments are expecting change over the next 5 years, but are also concerned. Concerns are related to the security, and 75% expect their organization to change, move over the next 5 years. 60% respondent believes that the fast pace of changing in technology is sometimes may not be good. So parallelly, to overcome this problem, we need to go with the risk management, security, and there are so many other things. So like financial commitment to the digital transformation is increasing. So these are the data, like this we have few which share which basically give us the clear picture that how the digitization has been transformed in recently 1 years or 2 years. Like the earlier eminent panelist had already discussed about how data is growing, how the technology is evolving every day. If you see the next day, you will see the other technologies coming. So adopting of those technologies is very challenging in near future. So now, where the government and PSU has to go as per this survey is we need to move from doing digital to being digital. So that is very clearly indicates we have to elevate the human experience and radical transformations of the service delivery. Like we have talked about the customer experience and the back office operations. Also the public also feel like that transformation is very essential. Everybody is going with the fast pace where everybody need the output in a very short period. So at heart of the digital transformation is moving from ad hoc applications to the digital designing, implementation, and digital technology. So they are embedded across the organization and its DNA. So COVID basically 19 a tipping point in the government and in the public sectors. So that is where we need to go upon. First, to start with, like beginning of the digital, then doing digital, becoming digital, and being digital. So that is where we need to look upon, and we need to focus upon. That should be the objective of the PSU sectors. So this is how these are the certain data. On the basis of these data, like where we need to focus upon, we need to focus to modernize and keep up with the times. So that is the highest priority being observed, captured in the government, and it is a global parameters where we need to focus upon, and that is the area PSU and the PSU senior top management may look upon. And this innovation to enable us to be innovative is the first, that is the second priority. Meeting citizen demand and expectation, this is the third priority across the globe in the government. And in the same way, like the US government and the corporates, how it is ranked above. So to similar fashion, like if you see, there are other parameters also we can look upon. But if we go with the 80-20 rule and we implement the first three things, I think this will cover up a lot. So these are the seven digital POs to propel an organization to progress toward the digital maturity, which has come from this study. One is the data mastery, which basically talk about we have several applications in the organization's legacy systems. So we need to aggregate the data from those applications, activating and underutilized data embedding into the services and operations to increase the efficiency of the organizations. We have to have the flexible and secure infrastructure. We have to digitally savvy open talent network. So that is where, sometimes we the in the PSU sector, what I had experience upon may not be true, but that's my personal opinion, where we need to have the talent who is basically very digital savvy and is very competent enough to cater and meet the technology requirement of the organizations. Need to develop a ecosystem, which I will talk about, like very rapid, fast clouding public sector environment. We may have that in this concerns, and then intelligent workflows, unified customer experience, which we have already discussed about. We have talked about the lot, because this is very, very important for the organizations in the PSUs who are basically produce, or who are basically in a manufacturing sector. So if you need to have a competition with the corporates and other private organizations, this is a very must to have in your portfolio. Then, of course, last but not the least, the innovations and new business model we need to derive upon. We have to have some, like every PSU have a R&D department. So that is the where we need to look at. So these are the seven pivot basically may contribute a lot. But with the technology and transformations and all these things, we understand that sometimes the necessity is the mother of the invention. So that is a very true fact. But it also carry a lot of challenges, which basically we need to look up on, like cyber security and all. So some technology which are going to be very disruptive in nature, and need to in near future will have a great impact in the PSU, not only in the India but globally also. Like you see about the that also come up from the survey, like computing, every panelist has discussed about. That is where we need to pitch up on cyber security. Like if you see the percentage how people had given digital transformation over the next 12 to 24 months. Artificial intelligence is the area where, of course, these are the buzzword. It's really, we need to do a small use cases, and we need to use these technologies. Then we have a IoT, Internet of Things, like other panelists talk about. Like in near future, we will see the radical, very rapid changes nearby. Like at home also, we could see the lot of new devices coming up. Everything you can connect to the net. Of course, this in the manufacturing sector, it is going to be a tremendous change in their future. Now, RPA is something where we are doing some use cases. That is where we need to look upon process mining, edge computing, quantum computing, and blockchain, which is going to be the new technologies, and application development. Of course, that is going to be take places. So these are the technology trends where globally, like these are the major 10 things which had come across, where the PSU as well as the government, of course, the government already had done a lot of things, like brought a lot of technological platform which are shared to across the PSUs also. We all know, like AGM, EOPs, and there are many others. So one is the operational analytics, which other panelists also talk about, and we need to actually implement one small use cases, and then to roll out the actual uses of these applications in a phase-wise manner. Acceleration of the legacy modernizations, adaptations of the security, adaptive security changes, which we already talked about, Anything as service, like JAS we talk about, then case management as a service, citizen digital identity is going to be a big change in near future. Compositions of the government enterprises, hyper connected public services. This is a very important. Like nowadays, to if we talk some 1 or 2 years back, it was very difficult to have a good communication, established communication between even the department. But now it is become very easy. So that kind of hyper connected public services need to be developed in the using the digital transformation, data sharing as a program, like ad hoc basis you can share the, then multi-channel citizen engagement is required. So those are the trends we could see. Now core revivals, if you see, make a fresh business case using the technology you can implement. Also revitalize the legacy ERP systems. So we need to see how best we can do, what all the different systems we can have in near future. So these are the three pillars we can talk about, like better understandings, new solutions of the challenge, effective leadership. This we have already discussed about other panelists. So one use case about the public sector banking we could see, which has a greater
Mr. Sahai,
impact.
I would request you to please conclude.
Yeah. So, like what we have done in our organization towards the digitizations in 2020-21, of course, in 2019-18, we have thought about to achieve the 100% digitization in next 5 years, and we have achieved more than 90% of digital transformation within hardly 1.5 years. We have implemented a lot of technological transformation application, like e-commerce site we have brought e-tendering and all those government. We are in process of implementing industry 4.0, and also we are doing data analytics with having these small use cases. So we have achieved more than 80% digitization with reductions of the carbon use case of digital documents and significant use consumptions of the natural resources like paper, etc. We have reduced drastically in our office. Also, we are working upon automation of the manual process, automation of the factory. Also, we are working on Industry 4.0, blockchain technology, which we already critical factor, which basically required for every organization. I thanks to my CMD, who had always supported me to implement all the digital transformation related applications in my organizations. Now, focus on people issues. That is the second. Then third is the capacity building is a very much required component we shall look upon every day for every applications, until unless we have a multiple round of training, then it is very much required. Train the trainers concept also we have. We must have a quality management as one of the, because whatever we develop or release to the end users, that has to be tested, and it should be a user friendly. Presence of IT team is going to play a very vital role in the PSU sector, which we are not doing. So now I had some
Sahai
queries.
साहब conclude कर दीजिए 1 minute, last 1 minute, please conclude it.
So in line of the vision of the digital India move, PSU are poised to transfer into a digital empowered organizations and knowledge economy. It would also bring the complete transparency along with the accountability through the digital transformation. This will help in align its business objective by integrating its various operation and process to achieve the vision and mission of the organization. Digital transformation enables the PSU more capable, dynamic, resilient, and has reliable communications by means of saving time, money, and energy of the organization. So these words I would like to say thanks to everyone to hear my views on this digital transformation of the PSU. Thank you.